Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. I was actually a little hesitant about talking about it. I wonder if YouTube is going to suppress this video because I'm talking about their golden child. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's a Thursday morning. I have a huge show set up for you guys. I got music news, I got entertainment news, I got political news. I mean, we're fresh off of Joe Biden addressing the world last night, so I got a lot to talk to you guys about today. All right, I got 5 lead stories. I think this is like the most lead stories we've ever had. We're gonna give you an update on Drake and how he's feeling, and him and Yachty releasing new music. Then we're going to talk about Donald Trump filing a restraint or a complaint against Kamala Harris using Joe Biden's money. Then we're going to talk about SpongeBob SquarePants being autistic. Then Mr. Beast, YouTube sensation, I think he has the most subscribers ever on YouTube, is getting backlash for old footage about him being racist. And then in our last lead story, I got to talk about Joe Biden addressing the nation from the Oval Office yesterday. After lead stories, we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk about Tory Lanez, Funny Marco, Joseline and Amber's fight on College Hill, Iggy Azalea being a single mom, Diddy reportedly paying $1 million to have Tupac assassinated, and then we'll close out quick news with the Bank of Canada lowering the interest rates. Then after quick news, we're going to jump into question of the day. And then, of course, as always, we're going to close out with a little bit of sports news. I told you guys we got a big show, but I'm going to get it done. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radios, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, it looks like Drake is in good spirits. His friend and producer Gordo recently spoke with People magazine and says Champagne Papi, that's Drake's name on Instagram for those of you who are not on social media, says Champagne Papi has, I just wanted to make sure that you guys know I wasn't calling him Champagne Papi for those of you who don't know, just to clear that up. All right, pause, no Diddy. Champagne Papi has been happy as ish recently, despite having musical beef with Kendrick Lamar. His friend is quoted as saying, "Ever since this all happened, I haven't seen him happier. It's really weird. He's actually pretty jolly. The internet makes it seem like, oh, that photo, he's sad and ish. That's just a bad photo from a bad camera. Because it's him, it's put under a magnifying glass like, oh, look at his eyes. He's looking a little droopy. He hasn't been sleeping, but the guy's been happy as ish. To be honest, he's chilling." All right, so as big as a Drake fan as I am, I don't believe that those pictures were taken with a bad camera. Drake did not look 100% in a couple of those pictures. He did look like he lost some weight, did look like he aged a little bit, but I don't think that is attributed to the beef. I think it could be a bunch of other things, but you don't have that many pictures from bad angles. Drake did have some physical changes. However, I'm not going to think that somebody's stressed out just because of some pictures. I feel like Drake is probably not fully unbothered. I don't believe that either. Like, you know, Drake has a lot on his shoulders, a lot on his back. He has a big payroll. He has a plane, he has a house or whatever. Like, some of that stuff has to bother you a little bit, but I do think that he's not like overly stressed out because he knows who he is and he knows what he brings, and he knows as long as he sticks to the music, that will forever cement his legacy. This was a hiccup in Drake's career. He did not come prepared for Kendrick. He was cocky. He just wasn't prepared, and he had every right to be. He's been hot for the past 15 years. He is Drake. He's pretty much undefeated except for Pusha, but he was like, yo, I don't want to go down that route with you. He totally destroyed Meek Mills. He's been undefeated for all these years. It's like Floyd Mayweather. So of course you're going to be cocky. You're going to come in a little unprepared. Yo, Drake was caught with his guard down. That's really all it is. So does he have it in the back of his head? For sure. Does it bother him a little? For sure. But at the end of the day, Drake if you ask me, is unbothered. He's going to get back to the music, which is going to be my part B to this story. Like I've reported a couple of times, his streams have not gone down. I think he's still doing I think it's like 100 million a month on Spotify. So until those numbers or the money actually goes down, I don't think that Drake is worried. So anyways, that's just my take. Y'all can think Drake is stressed out and worried if y'all want, because y'all are going to say I'm biased anyways because I'm a big Drake fan. But having said that, the night before, Drake actually dropped some new music on Kai Sinai's stream, him and Yachty, called Super Soaker, and I'm in love with it. I think it's amazing. The comments, people are like, yo, Drake is back. And then there's people who are like, what are you talking about? Drake is back. He never went anywhere. I saw one comment that was like, yeah, he lost the battle, but he never lost it. And that's exactly what I was just saying before. Drake has never lost it. You could say that he lost the battle between Kendrick Lamar, but he never lost it musically. Every single track he put out in that battle was fire. Even the people who didn't like Drake, or the people who was on Kendrick's side, nobody said, yo, Drake's songs are trash. So a battle aside, musically, Drake has never missed a step. I'm going to play a little bit of it here. You guys let me know what you think of it. I'm in love with it. Super Soak, Drake, and Lil Yachty. Take a listen.
Hey. Yo. Go. I'm watching the moves, playing it close. SOD. Super Soak. Rainy days, his and hers, matching coat.
Jeez, yo, Drake didn't even, the beat alone is fire. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Drake sounds like he's in pocket, like he's in the groove. Like, yo, I just want some new Drake music. And this is what I want. I don't want him addressing the beef. I don't want him addressing any allegations, nothing. He's done that. It's over. Come back with the slaps, come back with the hits, and we'll forget about this in the next year or two. Music always kills all the negativity because it's all about a vibe. All right, in our second lead story, the Trump campaign files a complaint with the Federal Election Commission to prevent the Biden campaign from transferring funds to the Harris campaign. All right, so although it's still early in Vice President Kamala Harris's presidential campaign, there has been record-breaking funding numbers as her support increases. However, members of the Trump campaign have recently filed a Federal Election Commission complaint to prevent funds being transferred from Biden's campaign to Harris's campaign. According to CNN, the complaint was filed on Tuesday by the Trump campaign's general counsel, David Warrington, who argued that the transfer of funds would lead to a little bit more than $91.5 million in excessive contribution from one presidential campaign to another. In the complaint, which is against Biden-Harris, the Biden campaign, and campaign treasurer Spencer, Warrington continues to state Kamala Harris is seeking to penetrate the $91.5 million heist of Joe's leftover campaign cash, a brazen money grab that would constitute the single largest excessive contribution and biggest violation in the history of Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971, as amended. Charles Ludican, the spokesperson for Harris's campaign, responded and said, Republicans may be jealous that Democrats are energized to defeat Donald Trump and his MAGA allies, but baseless legal claims like this one they have made for years, trying to suppress votes and steal elections, will only distract them while we sign up volunteers, take on voters, and win this election. According to CBS News, one FEC commissioner noted that if Harris became the nominee legally, she would have access to the funds. When the Biden for President committee filed its registration with the FEC, the committee regulated itself as a principal campaign committee for both for both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So I repeat that just for those non-believers out there. When the Biden Presidential Committee filed registration with the FEC, the committee registered itself as the principal campaign committee for both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So they have no legal ground to stand on. I don't understand why Donald Trump and his campaign would even try to do this. If you ask me, it just makes them look weak. It makes them look scared. Kamala Harris raised $100 million in, I think it was 24 to 48 hours. It was the most money raised in 24 hours of any presidential candidate in the history. So that being said, she could still get by without this $91 million. Do they need it? Will it help? 1,000%. But the fact that them trying to block this, just getting in the news, just makes their campaign look weak. Like I always say all the time, I'm not telling you who to vote for, Trump or Kamala or who else. This is not political. I'm just telling you my take on either side. It makes them look weak. If I were Donald Trump, knowing that this is baseless, what I would do is just, hey, let her have the money. She's going to need it to run against me. That's what I would do. That makes you look bigger. That makes you look stronger. That makes you look unbothered. That's what I would do. And if I was his political advisor, 100% that's what I would do, especially knowing that it's a baseless claim. But knowing Trump, what he's trying to do is that he's trying to make her look crooked. He's trying to make her look like she's doing stuff illegally so that when she wins, it's like, to his base, that MAGA base that believes anything that he says, that don't even follow what the real rules are or look into anything. They're going to be like, well, she got it illegally. She got all this money illegally. She got all of this stuff illegally, and she never should be president. And that will be reason for him to rile up his base, to riot and to fight back and to fight the win. So he's just building up lies for his base. That's what he's doing. But for the general people, for the vote, you're not helping your vote. So if I were him, I would think about the voters now. If and when you lose, then think about trying to make her campaign look like they did illegal stuff. But right now, he should be concentrating on votes. It's just my take. All right, in our third lead story, voice actor Tom Kenny says SpongeBob SquarePants is autistic. All right. The voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, I never knew that was a tongue twister. SpongeBob SquarePants is weighing in on what he believes is the character's superpower. During a Motor City Comic Con in Detroit, the famed voice actor explained that SpongeBob is autistic. He said, SpongeBob's kind of on the spectrum too, as a character, he said. It was the first time I've ever been asked this question. A person who was obviously on the spectrum came up to me and said, I have a question for you, Tom Kenny. Is SpongeBob autistic? So this has been kind of like going around online, and it's that last sentence that kind of like makes me like a little bit wonder what he means by that, because if he's saying that somebody just came up and asked him and he said, I've never been asked that question, then why is he just saying that SpongeBob SquarePants is kind of on the spectrum just because somebody who asked him is on the spectrum? So I don't know what merit this has, if that's really the character and what the creators think, or if the voice actor was just being nice to this person who was on the spectrum. So there's like a little bit of back and forth online going about this. I will follow up on the story, but it literally went huge viral everywhere. Of course, it would be nice to see a character like SpongeBob SquarePants or any other known character come out and have some mental be more vocal with their mental state. I don't want to say mental illness, but with their mental state, whether it being bipolar, whether it be on the spectrum, whether it be autistic, whatever it is. It would be nice to see some of that implemented so that it's almost like a different way of explaining it. You guys know I'm a big mental health advocate. So, but having said all that, we don't know if this comes from the creator or the voice actor. So before everybody gets like in an uproar about this, let's see what the next couple of days unfolds. We don't know if this is just the voice actor that said this or the creator, or what the basis behind it is. Your boy, I'll follow up. And if anything comes to it, if anything comes of it, I will let you know.
It was the first time I'd ever been asked this question. A person who was, obviously on the spectrum. came up to me and said, "Hey, I have a question for you, Tom Kenny. Is SpongeBob himself autistic?" Right. And I said, "Yes, of course." I said, "Of course he is." And I said, "You know what? That's his superpower. The same way it's your superpower."
All right, in our fourth lead story, fans dig up old content of Mr. Beast seemingly being racist and speaking on a 14-year-old bad baby, the Catch Me Outside girl. And he said, "Would you put your private parts?" I'm on the radio, but you guys can just imagine what he said. I have a little bit of a clip just to make sure. The article says Mr. Beast is facing backlash from fans digging up old content of his saying questionable things about bad baby. Here's a little clip. Take a listen.
And he did say that he enjoys the Catch Me Outside girl.
What, let's be real. You want to put your dick in her? I was
enjoying someone and putting your dick in someone is a whole different story.
She's like 14 years old. She probably has AIDS already.
Look, Mr. Beast is the most famous, most subscribed YouTuber in the world. He does a lot of great things. He gives back. I mean, he's giving back really more for his channel to get content. Like, that's what he does. And, you know, Charlemagne, Kevin Hart, a couple other celebrities, they always say this whenever old footage comes up for 10 or 15 years ago, that, you know, that was in the past and you can't always use that. People change, et cetera, et cetera. I remember when Kevin Hart had a lot of backlash from the gay community for making gay jokes 10 or 15 years ago. Having said that, I don't think just because you said something in the past that you should be forgiven for it today. So I see both sides of it. I mean, I'm a content creator. Who knows? Something I say, you know, on my channel could be used against me 10 or 15 years from now when, you know, times have changed. And a joke that is acceptable today might not be acceptable 10 or 15 years from now. So I want to be cognizant and careful of that. However, it's not only about what they say in the past or what is okay for today. It's about what he comes out and says. And I haven't seen him come out and address this. Hiding it and ducking it is not the way. Let's see what he comes out and says. It seems like that black joke, that black comment was a joke. And, you know, me being a black man, I try to be understanding to some of those jokes sometimes. But I think more importantly than even the racist part is the comment about bad baby at 14 years old, because there should be no room and no understanding for that. That's not a joke. You know, people make, you know, white jokes and black jokes all the time, or slavery jokes or whatever. So depending on, you know, if the person's channel is comedic, maybe you could let some things slide. He didn't say it in a derogatory way, but the comment about bad baby as a 14-year-old, that is what's wrong. So we'll see what comes of it. I haven't seen it really pop up on YouTube too much. I was actually a little hesitant about talking about it. I wonder if YouTube is going to suppress this video because I'm talking about their golden child. But let's see. Let's see if this becomes more of a news story. I did not hear about this on a lot of other channels or a lot of social media platforms. I caught it off of one. So we'll see if this starts bubbling up. But I didn't even realize I didn't even play the clip. Take a listen to the clip from Mr. Beast. I don't know how old he was at this point, but it seems to me around 10 years ago. Take a listen.
Selling N-word for $400 money? The most I would pay is like $300. Sorry, $400 is just out of my price range for that type of stuff. QQ, shut the f*** up, you stupid faggot.
All right, so there it is. You guys let me know what you think. Give me your take on the racist part of it and also the comments he made about the Catch Me Outside girl, bad baby. Let me know. Send me email, trentoutloud@cfqr600.com. Comment below or send me a DM at any of my social handles at Trent Out Loud or on Instagram at Exclusivity Media. All right, in our fifth and final lead story, President Biden addresses the nation after ending his re-election bid. He said, "It's been an honor of my life to serve as president." President Biden speaks to the American people for the first time since dropping out of the race. All right, so I don't know who out there watched the president address the nation, the world yesterday. I watched it. It wasn't long. It was around 10 minutes long. And I have a little clip that just Like, listen, I like Joe Biden. I think he's a good dude. I think his heart is in the right place. But I was not happy with the reason that he gave us for stepping down yesterday. I feel lied to. I understand, I understand why they're doing it from a political strategy standpoint. But I think at the end of the day, being real with the people will always surpass any strategy. But I mean, who am I to tell you? I'm just a person that tells you my take. But play a little clip for you, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Take a listen.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office. In this sacred space, I'm surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents. Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office.
Okay, just let me stop it right there. If you just hear those first two sentences, if you hear the slurring, and if you see the video, you could see that his lips, like his upper lip, doesn't even move properly. There's something wrong with Joe Biden, and they're not telling us. And that's what's upsetting me. They're in his speech, CNN dissected it, and they're sitting down saying, oh, what a brave man, and how amazing he was, and this and whatever. And in his speech, he said, listen, if you go on my record, if you go by my family, everything points to me, running for a second term. But only because my party was divided is the reason why I'm stepping down. And it's like, well, no, Joe, it's because you cannot form two sentences clearly together, even during a speech that you're telling us you're stepping down for. Like, that's the sole reason. You know what I mean? Like, and this doesn't even put into question if he can actually do the job, because that's what a lot of Joe Biden supporters were saying. Like, hey, when the camera's on, he might not be able to talk, but he can still do the job. Part of the job is speaking to foreign leaders. Part of the job is speaking to people. And if you cannot put together a rehearsed speech and the first two lines come out clearly, how are you going to be on the phone arguing with Putin? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So, like I said at the beginning, I understand the political strategy of saying, I did this for country. I did this to unite my partner, to unite my party. Like, I understand that. And, he'll go down in his history as like, the president who gave up power. But it's not as if like he was strong, able, mind, body, and willing. And he was like, you know what? Just because my party is divided, I'm going to give up, even though I'm only 6 years old and I'm 100% healthy. Like, if he was 100% healthy and he could go on, he would go on. But like I said, it's a political strategy. I get it. You want to make the Democratic Party seem like they're about the country and about democracy. I think half the people can see through that. And there's some people out there, that can't. So, it will work on those people. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that Joe Biden stepped down. I was the one all before the debate that was like, oh, he has a stutter. Oh, maybe he cannot, be as sharp as he was, but I feel like he can still do the job. After that debate and everything after, it's just been no. And especially after this speech, it's like, I don't see how Joe Biden will make it to the end of his term. 100%. And like I was saying, I'm not telling you guys who to vote for. I just tell it like I see it. If I see something that Joe is doing that doesn't make sense, or Kamala or Trump, I'm going to call it out. I don't care who you vote for. I'm just here to give you my take. So anyways, shout out to Joe Biden stepping down. Kamala Harris is the presumptive nominee. She has enough delegates. She will be the nominee when the Democratic convention, I think it's like mid-August. And we will see. She's getting a lot of donations. We've talked about her for the past couple of days. I'm excited for this race to see if Kamala Harris could beat Donald Trump, and vice versa if Donald Trump can, depending how you want to look at it. But it's going to be a tight race. It's going to be good. We have two strong-minded people on opposite ends of the spectrum, and this is the race that I wanted to see. So, of course, as you know, we will continue to follow this at the Trent Out Loud Podcast, and we will see what is going to happen in November. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Tory Lanez shares a message from prison. He said, I'll be home very soon. Tory Lanez shares an update about what he's been working on from prison. All right, I have a little clip. Take a listen.
Yo, to all my umbrellas was good, man. Quick update, 2024. I got a lot of good news, man. First and foremost, I want to talk about the music. After about 20-something to 30-something ups and mistakes. Me and my engineer finally figured out how to record music over the jail phone and still keep the quality as professional as I had it on the street.
I'm always on the fence talking about Tory Lanez. As a Canadian, I want to support him. As a brother, he's a good dude. I want to support him. But I'm also a big Megan Thee Stallion fan. I love Megan Thee Stallion. So I'm always caught on each side of this. You guys draw your own conclusions. Do you want to hear new Tory Lanez? I don't know how. What I am interested in hearing, though, is how the album is going to sound recorded from jail over a phone. That I'm very interested in seeing. And also to see where he is at musically, right? Like what kind of project is he going to be delivering to us? But at the end of the day, Tory Lanez is behind bars. He's not able to make money. He has a family. He has kids. He has expenses. So, this is going to go up on streaming services and his supporters are going to support it. We'll see if it's at the end of the day, like I said about Drake, as long as you make good music and if a good vibe, people are going to vibe to it. He's going to have his haters, of course, that are big Megan Thee Stallion supporters, and then you're going to have the people who are Tory Lanez supporters that still think that like Meg is lying about the shooting in her foot and all of that stuff. So we'll see what comes of it. I'll let you guys know when it drops. All right, in our second quick story, Funny Marco speaks out on canceling his tour with Bobbi Offloff. I never know how to pronounce her last name, Althoff or something. Anyways, Funny Marco took some time to explain to his fans why he's decided to cancel his comedy tour with Bobbi. Marco explains that there is no bad blood between him and Bobbi, but reveals they have differences in comedic styles as it pertains to stand-up comedy. Here's a little clip from Funny Marco. Take a listen.
I did stand-up before, and I'm still doing it, so I understand. I'm learning how to entertain a crowd, and I feel like Bobbi was stiff a little bit.
I 100% agree with him. I actually don't even know how Funny Marco is actually going to do stand-up. I know he was transparent saying that he hired people to, write some stuff for him. I don't particularly see him as a stand-up comedian. I have watched his interviews. It is funny. It's not necessarily my style of comedy, but I totally respect what he does. What I respect most about Marco is that it's different. He created his own lane. Bobby's lane, people say it's similar, but I don't think it's similar at all. Where, they're both weird and quirky, but like, I don't know. I find Bobby's actually like funny. He'll tell some jokes where Bobbi is just weird and quirky. Like, what are you doing? Why are you rapping? I don't even know who you are. Like, she interviews Shaq and acts like she doesn't know who he is. Well, it's funny for some people, not knocking it. But I feel like two awkward style comedians going up there, like the whole show would just be awkward. Like I just find like it's not a good balance. So I'm happy to hear that Marco kind of parted ways with her. All right, in our third quick story, newly surfaced footage shows full altercation between Joseline Hernandez and Amber Rose on College Hill. If y'all recall, both ladies were part of a recent season of College Hill Celebrity Edition and ended up throwing hands after a heated discussion about race and identity. While fans of the show knew the two got physical, BET decided not to air the full altercation out of respect for the HBCU. TMZ TV obtained footage which has no sound that shows the content of the fight, which originally aired back in 2003. All right, so of course, I got a little clip of it. I will play it for you guys. There's no sound, so I'll talk to it as it's playing. So you just see Amber Rose sitting down like in the classroom, and I don't know, whatever. I don't even know what the fight was about. I don't remember. Anyway, she just gets up and heads right for Joseline, boom, hits her in the head. Joseline hits her back. And yeah, I don't know what everybody's making such a big deal about this is. The fight wasn't even really that great. I think this is just BT more just causing, a little bit more hype. The video does have a little, it is blurred out, has a little exclamation point, so you can't see, but then they put in slow-mo, like, Amber Rose did get in one good punch, but we all know Joseline Hernandez, like, don't play with her. You know what I mean? Like, she is just born to fight is what she does, right? Like, she just throws down. So, but shout out to Amber for stepping to her and throwing the first punch, but whatever. I just think that they're just making a big deal of this for nothing. The fight wasn't even that great. All right, in our fourth quick story, Iggy Azalea says she's raising her son with Playboy Cardi completely on her own. I'm very much a single mother. Rapper Iggy Azalea is opening up about her non-existent co-parenting relationship with her ex-boyfriend, Playboy Cardi. Even though the couple shares a 4-year-old son together, Iggy says she's doing it basically on her own with no help from the famed rapper. While being a guest on Dinners on Me podcast, Iggy shares that she's 100% a single mother and Playboy Cardi does absolutely nothing for their son, Onyx. I'm very much a single mother, she shared. I'm very much the only parent. No disrespect, but I'm not co-parenting really, and that's just the reality of it. It's 24/7. It's 24/7. All right, I guess she means it's just one person. It's 24/7. Iggy says when she does need parenting advice, instead of getting help from her baby daddy, she depends on a life coach who has been very beneficial through her motherhood journey. That's been my number one life-changing thing for me, she said, noting that she's turned to the woman for everything from co-parenting to business endeavors. All right. I'm shaking my head. A rapper not taking care of his kids. Shocker. It's sad, honestly. Anyways, I don't really know what to think of this. I would like to know if he's giving her money, because I think maybe she left that part out where I'm sure she's probably getting a big chunk of cash. However, at the end of the day, money and buying your kid everything is not going to ever replace the love and care that a father is going to give to his son and what a son needs from his father. So nobody knows too much about Playboy Cardi. He's always like under wraps, very like quiet and weird. So this doesn't come as anything shocking to me, but at the same time, that could just be his public persona. And then privately he's different, but now it seems that it is matching where he's MIA publicly and he's MIA privately. Just be careful who you're having babies with. And, maybe just having kids with a rapper for money and, the rapper or the man not being in their life is maybe also you have to take some blame for that too, because you should be careful of who you're having kids with and not just trying to get jacked up with some rappers. I don't know. Think about it. All right. In our fifth lead story, Diddy indictment. Man arrested for Tupac's murder says Diddy paid $1 million for rapper's assassination. He said, I wish I never met Puff. I swear to God, he messed up my life. It looks like more developments have come forward in Tupac's murder. According to the case documents, Keefe D. Davis, who was arrested for the murder last year, says Diddy paid him $1 million for Tupac's assassination. It was not immediately clear whether Diddy will be indicted as part of the case. If you recall, we previously reported that Davis said Diddy told him and a group of 45 people he would give anything for Suge and Tupac's death. Davis said he wished he never met Puff. I wish I never met Diddy, period. I swear to God, he messed up my life, man. I was rich up until the radar and all, man. Now it's all gone. I don't know what the radar has to do with it, but Davis is the only person still alive who was in the car, which shots fired on the drive-by with Tupac Shakur. So, we haven't heard Diddy's name in a while. We have heard of this before, but now I think that because they're considering indicting Diddy in this, that's probably why it's coming back up. We'll see. Diddy has been pretty quiet on Instagram. He's been taking my advice. He did post that one of his daughters turned 18 years old a couple of days ago, and he posted a picture of him and her. I still don't even think he should do that. But like I said, every time he pops up on Instagram, there's a story that comes up about him. So we'll see. I'm sure things are going to let's just see. I don't even want to speculate. Let's see what happens with Mr. Diddy. All right. In our sixth and final quick story, the Bank of Canada cuts key interest rates by 0.25 percentage point to 4.5%. Happy to report the reduction and also happy to report some Canadian news, as I am a Canadian. The Bank of Canada delivers a widely expected interest rate cut yesterday. I think this is an old story. I think this happened. Yeah, it was yesterday. Sorry. Making the second consecutive time it has lowered its policy rate. The central bank's quarter percentage point cut brings its policy rate down to 4.5%. The Bank of Canada says the decision was motivated by continued progress on getting inflation down as well as weakening economic conditions. So great news for people who are about to renew their mortgage or will renew their mortgage in 6 months or a year from now. It is going down. Inflation is going down. This is good news for grocery store prices. Although I still don't think grocery store prices are going to go down. I think grocery store prices are up just because of greed, but I digress. That's a whole other conversation for another day. But yeah, just generally, just interest rates, loans, credit cards, and all of that stuff, which, you know, as a population, we were heavily indebted. So this is all good signs, and we hope that there's more to come. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Okay, I really love this question of the day. And the question is, I know that a blank hates to see me coming. So now the question is to fill in the blank. What hates to see you coming? The Apex Pre said crab legs. That's hilarious. It should be more a crab hates to see me coming because I'm going after their legs. Corvancian Smith said a roll of paper towels while I cook. That's hilarious. That had me rolling. Just imagine like a roll of paper towel, like you can actually see you coming. It's like, oh my gosh, she's literally going to take 10 rolls off of my life right now. I think that's hilarious. Ace Spade Dub, what kind of name is that? Ace Spade Dub said a yellow light turning red. That's hilarious. Again, just imagine if these things had emotion, right? Like a yellow light, like, oh my gosh, this guy's coming. You know he's going to speed through this intersection. Hilarious. Okay, this is not funny, but still kind of funny. So, Exandra said the abortion clinic. Okay, that's seriously dark comedy. Somebody said my daddy's bank account. That's hilarious. Just Me Santa said my Crocs. Yo, that's hilarious, man. Imagine your Crocs being like, oh no, I'm about to go outside. This guy's about to wear me down. Yo, it's hilarious. Life of Amansa said, a door that says pull because I'm always pushing. Hilarious. I knew these ones were going to be funny. Somebody said a curb. Hilarious. My suit brother said, my favorite jeans hate to see me coming. They're tired. That's hilarious. Yo, I knew this would be good, man. Somebody said my daddy's wallet because I'm grown. And I said, baby can help you. Okay, whatever. A person that owes me money. Somebody said a 10-piece of lemon pepper chicken wings. Hilarious. Oh, this one is good. T. Rose said a fridge at 3 a.m. hates to see me coming. Somebody said this is bad. Somebody said a clean toilet after I ate salsa. Okay, that's hilarious, but also disgusting. Somebody said a bottle of room temperature water. Very good. An unlocked phone. Funny. My debit card. That's a good one. A plate of food. A bag of ice. My paycheck. Oh, that's hilarious. My paycheck. Imagine your paycheck seeing you come in like, oh man, it's over for me. My rose. Oh, that's a girl, a lady saying that. For those of you who know, you know. My sister keeper said, a demon cause, okay, no, I cannot say that. A bag of crawfish. Somebody said my bed. A Trump supporter. That's hilarious. A roll of paper towel. Okay, somebody said that. A large McDonald's fry. Somebody said dark-skinned women. I love that. My money. My black bra. Chicken. My wig. Woo! The toilet seat. Those are all really good, man. I don't have nothing to add, man. These were all just too good, man. Shout out to y'all. Send me your answer to this question. What is afraid seeing you coming? Send me an email, trentoutloud@cfqr600.com. Comment below or send me a DM at Trent Out Loud. All right, this brings us to sports news. Okay, I'm really mad that I have to run through this quickly because I really want to talk about this. But the NBA chooses Amazon over Warner Brothers Discovery. I told y'all this was going to happen. Shout out to me. I'm like 3 for 3, 4 for 4. Everything I say on this podcast, I predict comes through, yo. All right, I'll read the letter very quick. The NBA statement on Warner Brothers Discovery proposal. New York City, July 24, 2024. The NBA today issues the following statements. Warner Brothers, which is TNT, most recent proposal did not meet the terms of Amazon Prime's video offer, and therefore we have entered into a long-term agreement with Amazon. Throughout these negotiations, our primary objective has been to maximize the reach and accessibility of our games to our fans. Our new agreement with Amazon supports this goal by completing the broadcast, cable, and streaming package that are already part of the new Disney and NBC Universal agreement. All three partners have also committed substantial resources to promoting the league and enhancing the fan experience. We are grateful to Turner Sports for its award-winning coverage of the NBA and look forward to another season of NBA on TNT. The write-up is Warner Brothers Discovery's most recent proposal did not match the terms of Amazon Prime Video offering and therefore have entered into a long-term plan with Amazon. Inside the NBA will likely end after this upcoming season. However, according to sources, TNT is threatening to sue. So I don't know what grounds they will have to sue, but I am very happy about this decision. I'm very happy to see Amazon sign on. Like I tell you guys, as a content creator, as somebody that loves the free forum of, Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and Apple TV, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. It's a free world, man. It's 2024. The days of us getting all of our information on cable TV that has all these restrictions and all these gatekeepers. Like I always say, the Trent Out Loud podcast would not be able to exist 20 years ago, and I wouldn't be able to be recording my voice or recording this video and you just seeing it. There would be gatekeepers. Somebody would have to sign me to a deal and put me on TV. I could be right on your TV through your computer screen right now. And the strength of that shows now that companies like the NBA and the NFL are now coming on streaming platforms and getting away from cable. This is the beginning of the future, people, and I'm happy to be along the ride. All right, that's it. That's the show. I hope you guys liked it. Tune in tomorrow, Friday. Y'all know Fridays are short and sweet, and we play a little bit more music on CFQR600.com, but make sure you tune in to Friday's show. All right. Before I leave, I just wanted to tell you a few ways that you can keep up with the show. If you're used to watching the Trent Out Loud podcast on YouTube or listening to it on podcast platforms, please try to check us out Monday through Friday from 11 to 12 on CFQR600.com. You can access it from any device from anywhere in the world, or 600 AM on the radio if you're in the Montreal area. We do play the Trent Out Loud podcast with 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. It's a great way to listen to the show. You get your entertainment, news, your lead stories while listening to your favorite 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B. Vice versa, if you're used to listening to the Trent Out Loud podcast on CFQR 600 and you can't always catch the show from 11 to 12, we understand you're busy, you got things to do. You never have to miss a show because every show is uploaded on YouTube or podcast platforms. Just go to your desired site, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And lastly, if you're like me and you like to watch your podcast, if you like the video aspect of it, Spotify now supports video. So you can watch the Trent Out Loud podcast on Spotify while you're listening. And if you ask me, it's a better way to digest video content because the app doesn't close. You can go and do other things on your phone. We're on YouTube. If you try to close the app, it shuts down and you have to go and restart it again. So if you like video, please check me out on Spotify. We do upload the Trent Out Loud podcast on video there. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram at Trent Out Loud and all other social media platforms at Trent Out Loud. And of course, to follow the media company, Exo City Media on Instagram. All right, that's it. That's all the ways to stay connected. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to tune in to tomorrow's show. It's your boy. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!